Thank you all for coming. And I know everyone is thinking now about the problem with the temperature. It will be fixed in 30 minutes. They turned off the heating, so it will be warm here in 30 minutes. Don't worry. Thank you all for coming to Znаю Day. It's a very special day for our school, Znаю School. I'm going to give you a short introduction of what you can do here. So there's a main show where our student speakers and the guest speakers will perform in front of you. There's also 2 English speaking zones. One is over there. So in breaks you can go and play speaking games, board games, get to know each other, get some extra English practice if you want to. There's a second speaking zone in the cafeteria over here. Okay. There's also a zone for of our projects over there at the top. You can look at the posters of our speakers, and also can play some PlayStation if you want, because one of the topics today is video games as a kind of art. There is a zone of Znаю School and Znаю Shop. If you want to know more about, just behind, look there. If you want to get to know more about the school or get any of our merchandise, please, that's the zone for you. Any of the students who have come today, there's a zone for certificates. You can get one, take a photo at the banner thing. And I think that's it. I'll have the zone number. Again, Znаю School, Znаю Show zone is over there. I would like to give a word to Ali. He is the trainer and the teacher who prepared all of our speakers, the student speakers. He has been with them for 2 months, rehearsing hundreds of times, and he'll tell you more about why we're here, how the students have prepared, what is the goal of all of it. And please, Ali, round of applause.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming despite of the bad weather. And welcome to the first ever Znаю Day. Now, before we start, and before I introduce our first speaker, I'd like you to think about what is public speaking. Now, when I asked myself that question a few days ago, and I started analyzing what it really is public speaking, I thought that throughout history, public speaking played a vital role in shaping humanity. Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, they played a vital role in shaping the society of the world. And you don't have to be a political leader to do that. In fact, I'm sure that each one of us sitting here has a story to share, a life lesson to teach, an inspiring idea that can cause changes. And this is the unique thing about public speaking. It helps us to share these ideas, to raise important issues, and to inspire. But at the same time, you need courage. It is challenging. It is challenging to get on stage and speak your mind to the masses, to the people, and say, hey, I have something to share. I have something, an important idea I want to share with the audience. Which is why my students inspire me. It's been 3 months that we've been working so hard. Working on our research. We've been doing some masterclass. And we've been practicing hours on end. And the transformation I've seen in my students for the past 3 months is amazing. And I'll repeat it again to inspire me. And I'm proud of it. Not only you found the courage to step on stage and share important ideas that mean a lot to you, starting from something professional like product management, time management, or something you're passionate about, like your family, or origami, or even music. So, not only have you found the courage to get on stage and share with such a beautiful audience your ideas, but you're doing it in a foreign language. I think that deserves another round of applause. So, I won't take too much of your time. Now, I'd like to ask you, first of all, switch off. Well, not switch off the phone. Put them on silence, okay? So that there won't be any distractions. And to be supportive of our students. Some of them haven't ever stood in front of a big stage before. So let's be supportive of them. And one more thing. Over the course of these 3 months, my students taught me an important lesson, which I want to share with you. That no matter how busy you are, no matter how many priorities you have in life, find time to challenge yourself. Because getting on the stage is a real challenge. Find time to challenge yourself. Because when I told my students that one day they're going to get on the stage, well, 3 months from now, when you're going to get on the stage, they didn't ask you why. They said, why the hell not? So ask yourself that question from time to time, despite the busy and hectic lifestyle you might have. Now, the first person I'd like to introduce to you, and the first person I'd like to call up stage is a QA engineer from Cardosa. I say.
Hi everyone. I work at Cardosa Group as a QA engineer. QA stands for Quality Assurance, and one of my responsibilities is assuring that our website doesn't break for real customers. So what I'm doing in simple words is that I check the features written by our programmers, I check that they fit requirements, they work properly, and then deliver it to our users. So I deal with deadlines almost every day, and that's why time management is vital for me. As you may know, there is a lot of information about time management. Articles, books, videos, and courses. And today I'm going to tell you about the book I read, which is called When? The Scientific Secrets of Perfect Timing by Daniel Pink. Everyone knows that timing is everything, but we don't know much about timing itself. Our lives are a never-ending stream of when decisions. When to start a business, when to schedule a class, or even when to get serious about the person. And yet we make those decisions based on our intuition or some guesswork. And timing is often assumed it's not. But in his book, Daniel Pink showed that the timing is really a science. Based on research from psychology, biology, and economics, Daniel Pink reveals how best to live, work, and succeed. He answered the questions like, how can we use the hidden patterns of the day to build ideal schedule, or why do certain breaks improve students' test scores, or even why we should avoid going to the hospital in the afternoon. So we will talk about it further. In 2011, two Cornell researchers, Macy and Goldberg, they gathered about 500 million tweets that had been posted by more than 2 million users in 84 countries. And they wanted to measure how people's feelings varied during the day. And they, of course, didn't do it manually. They used a program which is called Linguistic Inquiry and Word Count. So they found out that the people's positive emotions rose as the morning progressed, and then fell in the afternoon, and climbed back in the evening. And across the continents and time zone, there was the same daily oscillation, a peak, a trough, and rebound. And this tendency also prevailed in other spheres. The scientists from Harvard University, they conducted research on 2 million Dutch people pupils who had examinations in the morning, they got generally better results than those pupils who had examinations in the afternoon. So does it mean that we should be a busy bee in the morning and give up any attempt to do some meaningful work afterwards? Well, no. It depends on kind of work you want to do. There are two types, analytical or logical tasks and aha moment tasks. Analytical or logical tasks, they require maximum concentration, whereas the aha moment tasks just need some creativity. So if you're tired, it's better to do some aha moment tasks and leave some analytical work and do it later just because it needs more consciousness. And yeah, again, does it mean that we should do any analytical work in the morning? Yeah, well, no. It depends on the chronotype. There are two chronotypes, larks, aka morning people, and owls, which is evening people, yeah. And please raise a hand if you're an owl. Yeah, I see. Well, there are only 20% of people are owls, and the remaining are the larks or the third bird, which is mixed. And coming back to the previous question, when to do work, it depends on which chronotype you are. And it's better to do some difficult analytical work in the beginning of your day, if you're a lark, for example, and postpone some ordinary or creative tasks, such as checking and answering emails, to the second part of the day, to the trough period. And you may think, why is it important to know? Well, the second part of the day is a Bermuda Triangle. A trough period can cause the danger to your work performance, ethics, and even to your health. Scientists from Medical Center of Duke University, they investigated about 90,000 operations. And they discovered that the problem occurrence on operations which started from 3 to 4 p.m. is higher. And the chances of problem occurrence on operation which started at 4 p.m. is 4 times higher than on operation which starts at 9 a.m. And also, the doctors, they prescribe antibiotics in the afternoon. They more often because they're tired and they prescribe some unnecessary antibiotics too. And this tendency prevail in other spheres. UK scientists, they discovered 2 peaks of car accidents. And one of them happens from 2 till 6 in the morning, not surprisingly yet, just because the drivers become more sleepy. And the second one happens from 2 till 4 a.m. That all happens just because of the loss of attention in our trough period. And you may think, how can we avoid that? Coming back to the research on Dutch pupils, research shows that the pupils who took a break right before the examination, they get better results than those pupils who didn't have a break. And another research shows that some judges in the morning, in 65%, they give early releases to the prisoners, and during the day, this number starts to decrease. But right after the midday break, this percentage starts increasing again, and then it reaches the morning result. So taking a break is critical. Another way to boost your productivity is taking a nap. NASA studies show that the pilots who sleep for 40 minutes in the afternoon, they boost their attentiveness 2 times, and their speed reaction increased for 34%. However, research shows that if you sleep for 5 or less minutes, you get no benefit. But if you sleep for 10 to 20 minutes, you will get up much more alert and your energy levels will be restored. how about taking a cappuccino? Cappuccino is a nap and cappuccino combined. It's no ordinary nap. If you want to jumpstart your productivity, you should drink strong coffee right before taking a nap. It takes 25 minutes to the coffee to enter your bloodstream, so when you get up, you'll get hit with a dose of caffeine and you'll be off to the races. And so you might think, yeah, so what? Summarizing all I've said, first of all, figure out your chronotype. If you know your chronotype, you will be able to allocate your analytical and aha moment tasks. And then, be aware of your natural trough period. The third one, if you know your trough, that you are in your trough period, that you're not at your best, just give yourself a break. Yeah, you may know when to do tasks, when to do some analytical and aha moment tasks, when to do it at their optimal times, but try not to do it in one sitting. Just leave your desk, move around, and get your mind off work. Equipped with all of this knowledge, I hope you'll be able to better prioritize your time and maybe achieve the better results. So keep the track of the time and be productive. One more hint. It's better to do some business meetings, interviews, doctor's appointment, or even the presentation in the first part of the day, because people have more positive attitude. So that's why you can see it performing in the beginning of Znаю Day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aset. And I want to say good luck to the person who will perform at 4 o'clock at the trough period. I would like to welcome the next speaker, Alexei from FedEx. He will tell you about the laziness as a progress factor. Round of applause.
Hi everyone. As I was introduced, my name is Alexei. So in any way, I'm pretty sure that some of you have such thoughts. Why after work I'm emotionless, I don't have any time for my activities, or I don't have any energy to do anything. I'm pretty sure that you have a family that they advise that to achieve something you should work hard and you should study hard. And this advice sometimes is not working in our time. Is it true? Can you raise your hand? Oh, I see. So, as you see, my theme of laziness is a progress factor. It's quite confusing because progress, what do you know progress? Progress is something that pushes you forward to improve your technology, for example, improve yourself. Progress is something that moving and improving and pushing you forward. But laziness is something like, maybe you can describe like you're staying on one place, you're doing nothing, simply you're laying on the couch and watching TV, for example. But is it true? So, 1 hour ago, I was reading some posters behind you, and I found an interesting fact that 48%, we are dreaming about future when we are living. So what does it mean? It means that we think, we are planning, we are dreaming about what will happen with us, what we can organize in our future. So it means that laziness is not so bad. Besides, for me, laziness is not like doing nothing. For me, laziness is saving your energy and time. So, how it works? So let's see some history of time. From ancient time, people were thinking. People always create. In ancient time, people lived a difficult life, but in any ways they tried to ease this life. They created fire, tools, agriculture. There were lots of inventions But why they didn't use these old inventions? I can tell you that it's simple, slavery. Because people who have slaves masters, they think, why we should work? Slaves will do everything for us. When slaves, on the other hand, they don't have time to think. They just need to work and work and work. Sometime later, then when slavery was lifted, we see that there is no slaves, there's no one who will work for you, so the people began to think how they can ease their life. So, as you see, the progress will go on. So, in our time, you see that we are progressing in a large terms and in a large ways. Computers 50 years ago were so much big that they fill the whole room. Right now, it's you can see one smartphone has more function than the earliest computers. So, what can I advise you about? What about my tips about modern lives? Because we have such problems. During the work, we are working really hard, but other than we are motionless, we are out of energy and out of time. So, but it's a modern time, and modern time is quite progressive, and we have progressive technology, and we, on the other hand, we should be, our life should be really easy, but it's not true. So, I have some tips for you. I can tell that it's based on plan, visualization, high technology, motivation, and improvement yourself. Planning. What can I say about planning? The simplest example is a bookcase from IKEA. You get it from IKEA, you see the instruction, and you think, instruction is for the weakest. I did myself. And you begin to build bookcase. You are using all details. You are using additional tape. You are using additional screwdriver, hammer, and so on. At the end, your bookcase is a little bit crooked with some scratch on, but you do it yourself. You're a master, you do it. Inspired, and you didn't read the instruction. Who needs these instructions? And you spend half of the day and most of your energy to build this bookcase. From another hand, if you read carefully this instruction, it will take maybe 1 hour, and there will no any spare details, and you needed no additional screwdrivers and tape. So, to ease your life, plan everything and make plan for anything. The next step is your visualization. It's quite simple. You just imagine about your process, about subject, what you took, about what you built, and imagine how it will stand, for what purpose it will work, how it will look like. Will it block you way out or in? It's just visualization helps you to avoid lots of mistakes and to achieve any other problems. High technology. No, it's just quite simple. It's new devices and gadgets. Our parents were washing dishes and our clothes using hands, and right now we just can use our wash machines, wash dishes, robot vacuum cleaner. So why we should spend this time when we can buy high technology and use it for our purpose? Also, there are lots of apps in our gadgets that will ease your life on our work. We just need to learn how to work with them and use it. Use it and don't afraid it. About motivation. wide expanding thing. I just can tell you that one thing. For motivation, you just need to realize what you are doing for. I'm doing this, that I can save energy for my family, save my energy and time, that I can have my own hobby and I can improve myself. And the last and not the least, improvement. As I said before, improvement can touch everything. Improvement, for example, you can improve your planning in the first thing that I described, and you also can improve yourself. Because improvement, it's not improvement in one subject, but improve yourself that will provide you ways of seeing your problem or your way of solution. So, if you are a tech guy, don't afraid to watch once, maybe twice, romantic films with your girlfriend or boyfriend if you're a girl. It doesn't matter. Try new challenges, try something new, even if you didn't do it before, so maybe new experience will open new ways to express yourself and to achieve something. In any way, in conclusion, I can tell you that please, let's fully live our lives. We exist to live, not to live to exist. So, in any way, be lazy in proactive way and be lazy that we can save our energy and time. And in any way, I think that's all. And if you have questions to me, please don't ask me. I'm quite lazy to answer to them.
I think I'm going to watch a movie with my wife, a romantic movie tonight. Be late a little bit. Please, Felix, guys, round of applause for Alexei one more time. We all work at FedEx, yes? Okay, great. I would like to welcome the next speaker. He's my friend. He's also a well-known entrepreneur. Rula, Raim, please, applause.
Thank you. I have no slides, I have no presentation, just this paper and our awesome logo. Hello everyone, my name is Rula Raim and I'm the president of the Swiss Economic Foundation. Here in collaboration with the leading universities, we are solving the problem of the modern economy, such as spiral inflation and monetary policy. And today I will talk about the economy of the future. What can we expect? How will we live? And what kind of people we need to become in order to live better and more justly? Many of us think of the economy as something complicated. And our perception of this institution, and economics is definitely an institution, is shaped by two factors. First one, academic literature, which tries to present economics as a science. And second one, the news, where politics and credit-money relations gets all mixed in with an economy. But in fact, understanding the economy is really simple. This is an institution which main goal is to fight poverty. And also it's simple to separate it from politics and credit-money relations. Politics is about power, and money is about wealth. Both of these have nothing to do with overcoming poverty. So, if you are the institution of economics, how can we overcome poverty? From the theoretical point of view, it's simple, but from practical one, it's very hard to actually implement. We need to produce exactly as many products as people need to consume, and do so in the form which this consumption will reflect life benefits. So the form it's very important in understanding actual benefits. We all remember the times of the Soviet Union where there seemed to be a lot of goods, but their consumption didn't bring people any happiness. There were just a couple of different designs of men's suits and women's dresses, but the radio receivers, furniture, and equipment were all the same. Therefore, the essence of the economy is to produce the necessary quantity of goods of the required quality in order to provide all people with the happiness of consumption. If you add a few democratic freedom here, you get socialism. And it's the economic part of socialism what makes it popular. However, people trying to build socialism or liberal economy or any other form of society different from capitalism are faced with a problem. As soon as they begin to build a new economy, politics and credit money relationships immediately intervene. Many scientists of 19th and 20th and 21st century tried to propose the new form of society to avoid their influence. I'm talking about Karl Marx, Friedrich von Hayek, and even Jacques Fresco. Could you please raise the hands who know about Fresco's idea, Jacques Fresco, and not so much? Yeah, okay. So, but in my opinion, Hayek's idea, Friedrich Hayek, in my opinion, came closest to finding the right solution. But before we discuss his ideas, I want to tell you about ideas of Marx and Fresco. Karl Marx proposed the idea of communism, as you all know. And the Fresco proposed the idea of resource-oriented economy. In my opinion, both of them wanted to abandon money altogether. And in my opinion, these ideas did not materialize because of their revolutionary nature. Because in order to their concepts to work, it was necessary to change almost all over institutions to benefit economic ones. And first in the line were political forces and social institutions. And we all know about the greatest attempt of humankind to build communism. And it was, well, not very successful. And also we know about Fresco's modest private initiative, the Venus Project, to build a city with a resource-oriented economy. So, on the other hand, Friedrich Hayek's idea was to change all institutions organically, with changing economy naturally. Not to revolutionize all institutions to change economy, but vice versa. Change the economy and it will change other institutions. Hayek proposed to change the economy system via its full liberalization. So on one hand, he offered the state completely withdraw from economic management and give it a chance to develop independently. On the other hand, he proposed to spreading circulation of private money equal with the state money. Let's check if these ideas are in fact viable. So the free economy without government, without state governments. How realistic is this? So Hayek, Friedrich Hayek considers the economy as a self-sufficient institution where the millions of processes occurring every second and market participants, its agents, also exchanging the gigabytes of information every second. And all this data, all these processes are decentralized. Hence, Hayek asks a completely philosophical question. How can any centralized system manage economy for example, government, if it's unable to process and analyze the centralized data and processes. With this kind of approach, you can expect the economy to become programmable and unbalanced. Because its weakest side, the human factor, will also bring recurring errors. Today, all governments of the world manage economy through planning. They are trying to predict the behavior of markets. And then, retrospectively, try to correct the parts where they made a mistake. But it's foolish to pay unemployment benefits without understanding its reason. We struggle with consequences of our wrong decisions, but we do not try to solve the cause of problems scientifically. According to Hayek, the only force that can affect the economy is competition. It's the only thing that can set the order and create the necessary balance. Who wins in the competition? So, the one that has learned, invented, created something new, who managed to catch and understand the knowledge that's scattered in society. That's why Hayek calls the competition discovery procedure. And according to him, the competition in the market is sort of an impersonal motivation. And it's exactly why it should reveal the results of the market process and determine which information is most useful for improving production. So, briefly, the free economy can be expressed just in two phases. First one, there is no need in management. It will be done by individual incentives by its participants. The second one, there is no need in stimulation. The competition will take care of that. So, quintessence of competition in this approach should be the competition of private money. The essence of this idea is that if the economic system will be based on the competition of private and state money, this will lead the economy to stability and will force market mechanisms to self-regulate. Meaning that the financial sector will undergo all the positive changes that are occurring in the sectors with a high competition. And we all know that the consumer always benefits from the competition. Why? Because the product becomes cheaper and of higher quality. Considering money as an economic product, it's logical to believe that competition will also have a beneficial effect on their competitiveness and will contribute to their maximum compliance with the function of money. Private money was a common practice in the United States at 1866, and as history shows, the bank system was much more stable at that time. By the way, printing private money is not prohibited by the US law. But society, for no particular reason, is confident that only the state can print money. In some European countries, private money are also allowed by law. Just imagine, if the corporation, the big company, I mean the huge company like Amazon, decides to issue its own currency, and Jeff Bezos will announce that now 500,000 of his employees will receive the salaries with Amazon's, in which company also will pay suppliers. Accordingly, the users also will be able to pay for their purchases in Amazon. And I can assure you that in a matter of days, it will appear the banks and stocks and exchanges who will set the rate and start exchanging Amazons for dollars. And now, the United States citizen will be able not only easy to buy any product for a new currency, but at any time exchange it for a dollar. And from this day, United States dollar will start its competition with a private currency. And it will be very easy for you to make a choice. You simply compare the economy of Amazon with the economy of the United States and decide which currency you trust more. Observing the problems of the modern economy, such as cyclical crises and credit bubbles and growing poverty, we intuitively understand that something is wrong. We do not agree with the policies of governments and banks. And during this period, we are ready to accept an alternative scenario of the structure of economy. So, at Exact Economic Foundation, we propose to look at the organization of economy and its institutions in terms of economic efficiency. For example, from this point of view, the state should manage only those institutions where it proves itself more efficient than private businesses, and as long as it stays that way. The new economic system must identify the state as a super company with a number of special rights and responsibilities. For example, the right to create, to form and manage the tax policy, and obligations to ensure transport infrastructure, security, judicial system, healthcare, and so on. Based on the essence of competition, the state will be motivated in conducting their economic activities more efficiently, because if it won't deliver on it, private businesses, private companies will take over. Examples like Blue Origin. Who knows about Blue Origin? This company, just one? Yeah. It's company that, it's also Jeff Bezos' company, which tries to do some rockets and start it in the sky. It's a competitor for SpaceX, yeah, that's right. And examples like Blue Origin and SpaceX in the space industry, and the flat tax by Robert Hall in the tax system proves to us that private companies and ideas can easily replace the government mechanisms and corporations. As a super company, the state will also be interested in competitiveness of its self-printed currency, which by definition will exclude its influence on monetary policy, credit issue, and refinancing rates. From this point of view, banks have long since become ineffective in the role of the money allocation in the economy. And we mistakenly think that banks are the guys who give us money if we ask them. But in fact, banks never had their own money. And their job is to collect money from some people and invest it in other people. But today, this job can be done by companies like Exact Foundation, who works faster, transparently, and for free. Because sooner or later, we will understand that financial management is not business, it's math. The economy of the future will shift paradigm from supremacy of credit and monetary relations under the management of banks to the dominance of people as the only source and consumer of wealth in economy. Thus, the whole system will become increasingly independent from the governments. The mechanisms of economic management will belong to us. We will be able to choose which currency to use, and the state will fight for our choice. We will determine the interest rates on loans, and we will decide where and how to distribute the state budget. And all these decisions will be legitimate and transparent to society. Banks, being extractive aggregators of money, will disappear due to their inefficiency. They will be replaced by an inclusive technology for the capital distribution at the net cost. And we will learn how to analyze and process all the centralized data and information in real time. We are already doing this now. This is already happening. Very soon, we will know for sure when and what to do. And from that day on, we will be able to overcome poverty. Thank you very much.
Is it?
Thank you very much. Round of applause to Rula one more time. I would like to live in such future. What about you? Raise your hand if you would like to live in the future he described. I'll translate was very smart. There will be no poor people, right? That's the message.
Like in Soviet Union.
Wow, okay. Companies over there. We're going to have a coffee break now, but could you please take your programs with me? I'm just going to tell you what is waiting for you in the next blocks. So you're going to have a coffee break now. After that, there will be very interesting presentations about music, about video games, and the Grace Garrett. She will perform with ukulele. You will be able to sing along with her. So if you like singing, wait till block 2. After that, there will be other presentations from students and an awesome show from Theatre Celt. By the way, Celt is promoting Robin Hood play. They have a stand over there if you leave the room to the right. They have a stand. You can buy tickets to Robin Hood, which will premiere on 26th of April. English play. If you are in Almaty at the end of April, please come. And at the end, you all have your numbers, right? Small numbers. If you don't, come to us, to any people who wear these shirts. We'll give you a number because you will participate in a giveaway. Yeah. Giveaway means rozыгрыш, just to translate. More applause. It will be random, and we'll give away our books, notebooks, hoodies, backpacks. So if you like free stuff, sorry? Speakers will get their prizes as well, of course, certificates and the t-shirt. All right, go and have coffee break. Thank you very much.